from when you kicked up a fuss about nothing that meant something at the time. This was funny when you and I were 17, and I know through the bloodshot it's hard to see, but no one thinks less of me.
How did you find your style?
I found my style by trying to be other people, I think. I always wanted to be like John Mayer or Miss Loppy, those are two bands, or two acts that I really, really like. So basically I just tried to be like them, and I managed to be like myself by failing to be like them. So I think if you listen to the kind of music that you like, you're never going to sound exactly like that person. Your voice might have a slightly different tone or a different range, or when you're writing songs you might not be able to write from their point of view. So that's kind of how you become yourself, is by pretending to be someone else for a long time, I think. But yeah, now it's a lot more natural, I think.
Can I just interrupt you for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
So does that mean then that you kind of you like doing covers as well? You like listening to others and like kind of replicating their kind of music? Some people are quite, they think that if you're an original artist that you probably don't ever touch doing covers, but actually sometimes it can bring you to your sound, can't it?
Yeah, I think also from like a business kind of side of it, obviously doing your own songs and everyone sort of loving you for your own music is the dream. But you know, sort of, I know myself and Amber and that we do covers gigs, you know, in pubs and clubs and in different bands, playing other people's songs. So you learn, you know, different chord progressions as like a guitar player or a piano player. You go, oh, that chord progression gets used all the time, or that rhyme pattern gets used all the time. So you learn a lot about songwriting through playing other people's songs. Like I mainly do covers gigs as a solo thing, just a little solo projects to earn a bit of money and stuff. But I find a lot of fun in kind of rather than, like, I don't know if you've been to like the pub gigs where you get people playing like Oasis and Paul Weller and things like that, which is fine. But I like doing kind of my own things, so I do things like Pixie Lot and R. Kelly and Karma Chameleon by Culture Club, and just random things you wouldn't really expect to hear, you know, in a pub on a Friday night. So I try and find a bit of fun in it and make it your own. So doing, you know, Mumford and Sonsy versions of Spandau Ballet or something like that. You know, just it makes it interesting for me as well, and it helps develop a sound. Yeah.
How long have you been playing music for?
I started playing when I was 9, I think. I sort of, at school I was kind of a bright enough kid, but other than that I didn't really do a lot. I'd go home, do my homework, and I'd sit and watch TV or I'd play Nintendo until I had to go to sleep. So one day my mum and dad just went, right, we're giving you a guitar, it's going to get you away from the screens, you're not going to watch screens with it anymore. So I started learning guitar, started learning to sing and sort of doing songwriting and stuff. And then when I was 13 I entered a talent show, and I won the talent show with a song I'd written, and I won £150, and I used that money to buy my own TV, so now they can't tell me that I can't watch it.
That was literally like I'm just literally echoing my son's life right now.
Yeah. So like the first couple of years, I don't know for you guys, I really enjoyed it to begin with, and then I kind of fell out of love with it when I was about 11, and you know I still went to the lessons, but I wasn't practicing, so I wasn't getting much out of the lessons. So for a couple of years I got dragged through kicking and screaming a little bit, and then I just started singing along with the tunes. I learned a song called Green Onions, which is just just you know, just a really basic guitar thing like that. And I just started writing some song, strange melody about how I hated my brother. Like it's always I got him singing how I remember one line was how I wanted to shove his head up his bum or something. I mean I was 12, so yeah, it was never going to be, it wasn't Shakespeare by any means. But yeah, so that kind of made me, because I just loved writing and stuff, so that kind of kicked me back into gear and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know if anyone sort of here is working on releasing an album or anything like that, if you're sort of recording or writing it or anything like that, sort of not sure what kind of... you are, awesome. But sort of for me, I really like kind of EPs, kind of the little 4 or 5 track things, because you know, recording an album or something like that, such a lengthy process. I find recording something like an EP is a very good way to show someone, right, this is where I'm at right now. You can take it into a bar or to anyone that might be interested, and rather than giving them an album of, you know, 12, 16 songs, go, right, that one's really good, don't listen to that, like that one, I was in a weird place when I wrote that one, and kind of you have to talk them through the whole album when you give it to them. If you give them an EP, go, right, that's me at the minute, and then in 6 months or a year you've got another one, right, that's me now, and you can see a progression there a lot easier than with albums. But yes, I am, is the short answer.
Tell me that.
How do you like handle like bad comments and stuff like that? Do you just ignore it or do you?
That's a good one.
Bad comments? Well, I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I mean, when I get one, I'll let you know.
Do you have any negative? Do you ever,
No.
do you ever have any, like,
Yeah.
maybe not negative feedback, but maybe something hasn't gone as well as you'd hoped, or
Yeah.
something?
I remember the first bit of bad press I got, because I did a couple of, before I did the talent show that I won, I did a couple that I didn't win. That was kind of how I started with gigs and stuff. When I started gigging, I was like 13, so I kind of, everyone was quite nice to me, like, oh, look at the little kid with the guitar, although a lot of you guys are younger than I was when I started, so you've already got a sort of a head start on me there. But I remember the first bit of bad press I got, after my gigs, my mum would always go on Google and see if anyone had written anything about it, and I did a gig at the Cellars in Eastney, and I had a little band at that time, and the comments weren't even that bad, but they seemed a little bit sarcastic. They weren't, oh my god, he was amazing. It was something like, he seems like, it wasn't very groundbreaking, it sounded a bit like the Jonas Brothers, he'd be happy on Asda FM, or something like that.
Wow.
Which
I'd be happy on Asda.
I didn't take as like,
Outrageous.
yeah, you know, it wasn't a bad comment or anything like that, but that was the first one I got, so that one hit me quite hard. So I wound up writing a song about the music critic, about, yeah, I can't remember what, my simplicity is a virtue, my self-depreciation is an art. I've got many traits that so many fake, but it seems I've failed to win your heart. Now I was down, but then I started thinking, why should I really give a damn? 'Cause who you are trying to be is defined by your failure to be who I am. And then it carried on. It gets a little bit worse and all this horrible stuff. Again, I was quite young at the time. But I don't receive a lot of bad criticism, apart from my mum. My mum's probably my worst critic, in that she wants the best for me, as I'm sure, again, all of your parents and stuff do. But for me, I think, I heard I can't remember who it was an actor or something like that said, you either need to read everything that's said about you, or nothing, because otherwise you get a very sort of bad thing of how good you are. You either read all the good stuff and you just think you're fantastic when maybe you're not, or you read all the bad stuff and you think you're terrible when maybe you're not. So I try and read everything, and then then just forget about it. I read everything because I can't not. You know, if there's something written about you online, you want to read it, and then I go and have a cup of tea, or you know, go and have a nap, and then I just wake up and carry on with my life. So yeah, kind of both. Sort of, I read it all, but then I try not to pay any attention to it, I think. Yeah.
Oh, we got time for one more?
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
When writing your own stuff, what do you start with first, lyrics or chords?
Again, kind of both, but separately. So I sit in like my little back room, and I'm just sort of playing guitar and stuff, and I'll just come up with, you know, I'll hear a chord again from maybe someone else or a song that I've covered that I really like. So I think, right, let's build some music around that. And then completely separately, I might be, you know, sat at a gig waiting to go on, and I've just come up with some ideas. So I write them in my little notebook or in my phone, you know, got little notes on my phone and stuff. And then I'll have a little session where I'll sit down and I've got my book with all my chord sequences in it, and my book with all my lyrics in it, and I'll try and match them up, and I go, right, which one, you know, these are quite angry sounding chords, so I don't want to have a little, you know, sweet little lullaby song here, you know, what angry songs have I got, and I try and sort of do them both but separately. But for me, I really like songwriting, so for me I think lyrics are probably the most important part, I think. They're the easy bit to rework.
Right.
Okay, first of all, can we have a big round of applause for Luke?